Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this nail set right here. I'm going to go step by step for beginners and really just give you guys all my tips and tricks on how you can accomplish a beautiful set like this. So I'm starting off with nail tips. You are going to need your favorite brand of nail tips. My favorite brands are enailcouture or Après. For certain shapes for each, I am going to be making a video on my favorite nail tips, but these ones in the video are enailcouture square. That's all they're called, is just square. And they are like a perfect medium length, and they are so perfect because they don't have a really big C-curve or apex area where there's a big gap between the natural nail and the press-on. You don't want there to be a big gap when you're doing press-on nails, because if there is, there's a possibility that the nails won't adhere properly with the glue that you provide in your order. So you want to make sure that you have some natural nail tips. And once you have the nail tips, you're going to go ahead and buff them. I buff them with just a little mini buffer, just a simple one. I get them on Amazon. I have all the stuff I use in my Amazon storefront. And then once they're nice and buffed, you want to go in with a base coat gel. I don't know if you absolutely have to, but I would recommend you do it. I use the Beetles base coat gel. It's very affordable. You can get it with the top coat bundle on Amazon, and I just go in with one layer. If I'm doing longer nails, sometimes I do go in with 2 layers, but for medium length and short, 1 layer is perfectly enough. And now I'm going in with one of my favorite colors called Scarecrow. This is from Madame Glam. If you're having trouble with good brown gel polishes, I would recommend Madame Glam. Nail Reserve LA. Those are super pigmented. I think they're sister companies, so that's probably why their gels are both so good. And those are the brands that I use all the time. I also use some D&D, which you guys will see in this video. But now I'm going in with a design. So this is a freestyle, and I knew that I wanted to incorporate some type of like fall floral vibe. So I went ahead with these stickers. If you're a beginner, stickers will be your best friend. You can make them look so elevated and so beautiful as long as you know like how to place them. And I can totally do more tutorials with stickers if you guys want to, because I know that stickers have gone out of style a little bit, and sometimes people don't want to use stickers, but sometimes they could be so beautiful. So I specifically wanted to use some because I had these fall floral ones, and I wanted to incorporate them into a set and still make it look very elegant and beautiful. So I went ahead with just the clear background, and before you put stickers on, you want to wipe the background down with a little bit of acetone and a lint-free wipe, just to make sure that it's not sticky, because sometimes the stickers will lift with the sticky layer from the base coat. You can see here I'm wiping it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and just grab the stickers with some tweezers. You want to grab some skinny tweezers, like the really, really pointy ones. If you use the tweezers that are not pointy, trust me, it will not help you. Your stickers could rip really easily. You need the ones that are so sharp, almost like a needle at the very tip of it. That's just going for all my beginners, in case you didn't know, just because it'll really help you. I hate when I'm grabbing a sticker and then the sticker rips. And also, these are just a good pair of tweezers to have on hand. And I am making both nails with the florals a little different, so I'm adding different florals on there. And it doesn't need to be perfect. This is a freestyle. So when you're doing a freestyle, you want to try to think, how can I incorporate so many things together and still make it look very elevated and beautiful? A lot of times, sometimes I've made freestyles and I do so many different things on each nail, and I feel like at the end it just doesn't go together. So once you start doing nails more and more, you'll start to learn, okay, this looks good together, this doesn't. For example, my customer this time told me that she really likes dark colors like browns, burgundy, red, and green. So I was like, okay, I know for sure this is a fall freestyle, so I want to incorporate browns, but I don't want to do just only one color brown. I want to elevate it and add 2 different tones of brown, so that way the set looks more intricate, like it looks more detailed in a way. So you will see later I did add a darker brown as well. But now once the stickers are all down, I went ahead and smoothed them out to make sure that they're all flat. Then you're going to go in with a base coat gel. So I'm going in with the Beetles base coat gel, the same one that I used on the nails earlier. I'm just going ahead and applying a nice even layer. This is going to almost just encapsulate the nail, so that way the stickers don't lift up. You could put a top coat directly on top of this if you don't have the base coat or whatever, but I would recommend having the base coat. You just need it. So that is encapsulating it, making it, nice and compact so it doesn't peel. And then now I went ahead with the Scarecrow color from Madam Glam again on my ring finger, and then now I'm going in with a nude gel polish. So the nude gel polish I'm using is from Beetles. I will have it in the description. I think it's called light pink or something like that, and I'm just using that on the middle finger and on the pinky. And I do 2 coats of this, 2 nice even coats, not super thin but not super thick either. You don't want your gel polish to be running on the sides. You want to make sure that you are smoothing out the sides before you put your nails into cure. You guys might see that I do that. A lot of the times I will go in and smooth out right here. You see right there, I just smoothed out the sides, and then I made sure that there's no gel dripping off, because literally it can drip in a matter of seconds and you won't realize it. And then now I'm going in with my favorite part, which is the best part to me. It is the bling and the charms. So if you're into bling and charms and you know that you want to incorporate this into your sets, these are some great tips for you. So I did do the matte top coat on the Scarecrow colors, which is the ring finger and the thumb. I did a matte top coat. I used the Nailsslayedbyval matte top coat. It is so good if you're looking for a good one. And then because I did the matte and it's so smooth, I wanted to roughen up the bottom of where the nail charm is going to sit. Because these are big charms, I need to make sure that these charms do not come off. That is the last thing you want when you're, you do not want customers to message you and tell you that your charms or your rhinestones are falling off. It has happened to all of us at least one time or another. Like, it's happened to me so many times. So you want to make sure to roughen up the bottom, and then I'm going in with some rhinestone gel. Makartt rhinestone gel is really good. You can also use Zulays Bling adhesive, but the thing is, I have a whole video on rhinestone gels if you guys want to check it out. But you gotta work really fast with the Zulays Bling adhesive, so I would not recommend it for beginners. If you are a beginner, I would recommend the makartt rhinestone gel. You just cure it in your lamp, and it is very good. You just need to make sure to use a very good amount. Like, don't use a little bit. So once my charm is on, I went ahead and cured that, and then here I am going in with a dark brown color, and I'm going to be creating a French tip. So when you're doing a French like this, the longer the brush, the better. If you notice that you're struggling with your French tips and you are using a short brush, that is 99% of the problem, most likely. Like, that is most likely the thing contributing to the problem. Use a longer brush. It's going to help you so much. Just trust me on this. I used to try to use a small brush and it would not work out, like a short one. So use a long brush. I would recommend a 12 to 15 millimeter, even to 20 millimeter if you want to, for really long nails. But this is the perfect length. This is a 12 millimeter. So I'm going ahead here and filling it in. And the brown I'm using is from D&D DC. The exact name of it is, or the number is 053, and it's called Spiced Brown. This is a really nice brown for like fall time. And the only thing I do not like about this product, and I will say it right now, is it is very watery. And if you're a beginner, it is not going to help to have watery gel polishes. I picked up this one from my local nail supply because I really needed some brown gel polish. But honestly, I'm not going to lie to you, that brown is so watery. It honestly was giving me trouble creating a perfect French with that. If you want to create a perfect French, you absolutely need a nice thick consistency gel. It is going to make sure your lines don't spread and smear. It's just going to make all the difference. So invest in some good quality gels for that. Because I know D&D DC is very easy to buy and you can like get it everywhere. But if you guys can, I would definitely recommend Madam Glam or Nail Reserve. And then if you're looking for a good black, Nailsslayedbyval is the best. And then a good white is Melody Susie from Amazon. So those are the ones I recommend. Don't get the white and black from Nail Reserve or Madam Glam. I feel like their colors are amazing, but the black and white, you should get the other ones. They're way better. So I am using Zulays Bling adhesive in this video, but most of the time, 99% of the time, I use makartt rhinestone gel. So here I am just going in and applying my crystals. So when you're applying your crystals, you want to go ahead and work like if you are like an artist, basically. You are basically an artist if you're doing nails, but you want to think of different combinations that will go together that could be different and stand out from other nail sets. Honestly, I wanted to add little pearls and kind of make it really elegant, so I went ahead with pearls. I went ahead with this teardrop rhinestone, and another big thing is you have to wipe away the extra gel. You can see here I am doing that. All I did was grab a little bit of acetone on my brush, and I went ahead and just smoothed out the extra gel that was there. You want to do that before the gel cures. If you cure the gel or if the gel dries, then you try to do that, it is not going to work out for you. So do it before the gel dries. Smooth it out, clean it off, because that will make your nail set look as clean as possible. You don't want there to be a whole bunch of extra gel seeping out of underneath the rhinestone or underneath the charm. It happens to me sometimes, like it's not that big of a deal, but you know, if you want your nail photos to look really nice and clean, that is like a big thing a big tip I can give you. And then now I wanted to add some more bling to the other nail, so I went ahead and added a few little pearls and rhinestone clusters. These are so beautiful. I have been loving this so much. A person that really inspired me to do this was Nailsslayedbyval on Instagram. I love her nail sets. Like, her work is top tier, some of the best work I've ever seen in my life. So when I see her art, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But I love this little cluster effect. It just gives like a little scatter of like sparkle without being too much, and it is something different. So I love it. So I went ahead with that, and then I did top coat over everything. And now I'm using the makartt rhinestone glue. So there's two different glues that you can get from Amazon. There's like a tube, and then there's this skinny one, this one right here. So I think you can buy them in a pack of 2 where it comes with both. But this one has like a really nice thin little brush where you can really get deep inside of the rhinestone, just so that you can go ahead and like seal off the edges. This is going to help so your charm and rhinestones stay on. You do not want to be dealing with them popping off, like I mentioned. Especially with big charms, you need to make sure you're sealing all around the edges so that your customer's hair or anything doesn't get caught underneath and lift the charm up. So here I am going in on all the sides. You can see here I'm being very generous with it, and I am making sure to cure it fast. Especially if you have to go underneath like this, you can tilt the nail to the side and then cure it, so that way it doesn't seep all the way to the bottom. And then here I am just top coating over the pearls. That is another very important step because the pearls will lose their shine over time. And then once that's all finished, I always file my nails at the very end. I have an entire video on how I do this, which I will put in the description. But here is the finished result. I absolutely love these nails. I get this little box from Shein, but I don't recommend it because they're pretty flimsy. I'm looking for better quality ones to recommend to you guys. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this set. If you are a beginner, please let me know what you think down below. Let me know if you learned something new. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!